Okay, hello everyone and welcome to GRS F2 where today I am here once again. Crazy, aren't I? Yeah, I completely forgot what I wanted to say, but we're back once again here for the penultimate round of the season in China, and I'm sure we're going to have some more enthralling racing here today as we have, well, a three-way title fight. Could be 4, could be 5 as Harry is disconnected, which isn't ideal. Tyler's also seems to not be connecting, but I'm sure they should be all good to get back in. I don't know if Tyler's going to connect. The answer is yes. Okay, right. Let me get the stream pinged. This will be important. Exclamation mark. Bang. Drop a link to the stream at YouTube notifications. Bang. Now I have the F2 channel. And we chill. Okay, so let's give you the rundown of the situation we are in. So, at the moment, leading the championship is Blake with 131 points. 2 points behind Blake is Harry with 129. And 7 points behind Harry is Paul. However, there's still a chance for the likes of Rogerwell, who has about 108, I think. Rogerwell has, yeah. No? Have I got that right? 103 even, sorry. And then Marek is 85, but he would have to win both 2 races and hope for an absolute nightmare for everyone else, so that's unlikely. But, yeah, it could be very interesting going into the final race, as this race will pretty much decide what is going to happen going into that. As who do we have first out for a lap here in China? It is Blake. Lovely stuff. In the Constructors, Haas lead by 9 points over AlphaTauri, who are a further 14 over Alpine, and then it's a bit of a gap of 27 back down to Mercedes. So I'll talk a bit more about that probably next week, alongside the title fight, as here we go then. Championship leader Blake starting his first lap out here today, as I'm interested to see how he's going to tackle today, as Harry has managed to reconnect now, which is fantastic news, and I will be keeping my eye on that as much as I can to watch for disconnects, so I can try to get people back in as soon as physically possible. As it's 24/7 for Blake, opening up the hairpin here, down to second gear, goes up to third on exit, and now heading through past left-hander. Some take it flat, some don't. Blake chooses not to. I personally would agree with him and also not take it flat. As in fourth gear here, trucks up to fifth and then down to third, and then here it's just about carrying momentum as much as you can, which Blake has done nicely. Don't want to use too much of the curb, they can be a bit awkward here in China. Drops it to second, and now this bit all about carrying as much speed as possible without spinning. A bit of a twitch on the rear, but manages to get it nicely. And pretty hooked up lap so far. They're barreling down the, shall we say, the main overtaking opportunity, which is this very long straight. And then into the hairpin, down to second, brushes up against the apex, and also the curb on the outside. As now into the final corner, chucks it in, little clip on the curb, don't use too much of the outside, it can throw you into a wall, and that's a 33.5 for Blake, which will be followed by Callum, who is 9 tenths down on what Blake did in the middle sector. And up to lights 35.4 for Callum. Next will be Mark in the Aston Martin, who's only half a second off Blake, 34.0 for Mark, which is nice. That's quite similar, or not too far off what he did yesterday. I want to say Mark was like a 33.8. I don't know. That was be my guess. Most people were mid 33s yesterday. It's Paul Nadler. He's going to go with a 32.9 for his banker, 6 tenths faster than Blake, and Paul probably is in the biggest need of gaining points. As Mitch does a 37.3, that will be Lapid trying to the line next. He's going to start a lap, so we'll instead look at Callum here in the Alfa Romeo. He's going to go to P3 with a 33.6. Track conditions looking good, as Lasse has also backed off and recharged, so that'll be another run now for the Ferrari driver. As Blake is down. So we'll go to Rochewell. Rochewell would need the cards to align. I would start cards to align. I guess you could say that. If you want to talk a bit more gambling, so use a bit more of a gambling reference. But I mean, the correct say would be would need the stars to align. Rochewell does go P3, just behind Blake. So a very nice effort. What's Marek up to? Sliding around a bit. Catches it nicely. 53.2, 3 tenths off what Blake did. So let's see what Marek can do for the rest of the lap. Manages to get it nicely hooked up. And has 2 corners to go. 2 actually fairly tricky corners. Sector 3. Quite a difficult sector. Heavy braking zone here. You want to hook it as close to the apex while also keeping up the minimum speed. You don't want the car to just sort of go too low on the revs. And in the final corner, takes the exit curb. That's a bit of a mystery, that one is. Can work, can not work, as Lapid just going to improve his 2:08 to a 1:47.4, which does put him up a place, ironically, as Lasse has bailed again, gone to the pit lane. So what about Harry? I'm expecting Harry to be on big form today, and is he going to start that off? He is. 32.5, goes 4 tenths faster than Paul, as Mark has had a bit of a spin rain there. But nothing to worry about, I'm sure. As Lapid has sacked it off again. Mitch is also going again. And let's see what Mitch can do here in the Haas. And sector 1, what sort of improvement is it going to be? Almost a second alone. Drops it to 4th. Wants to just keep it planted and not have to worry about the car trying to run away from him. And now drops it to 4th. Just trying to keep it smooth through the corners at the moment. And then on the throttle, up towards sector 3 now. Still about a second up, so matched his previous middle sector. And then he lost a bit in the last. So I think he's going to have a bit more time to try find. I think he's just being cautious, trying to get some lap on the board at the moment. But if he beats, that's not English. If he's too cautious, then he's actually not going to gain a place. So I think he needs to push the limits a bit more. Goes on that curb, that's going to just lose heaps of time, unfortunately. And now up to the line, 36.2 doesn't improve by much. Lapid just going again for his 206th attempt. He's 10 seconds up in sector 1. That's a good start. And he's spun it around. Just trying to do a bit too much there, I think, as Paul Nuttler's on another run here in the AlphaTauri, and he's got a bit of work to do. 4 tenths up to Harry, who's currently on pole. And here's the top 4 in the championship, who are in the top 4 right now. Not in the correct order, but, you know, it's not far off. As Paul Nuttler finds some more time. It's a 10th in the first sector, and that is a good start. If he finds the same amount in the other 2, then he will he'll be quite close to Harry, but not quite there. He's keeping it very nice. There on the curb a bit treacherous, but he's okay for now. And what's the time going to be for improvement? 3 tenths so far. If he's got the same amount of time that he's found so far in the final sector, this could displace Harry at the top. And I'm sure Paul would love to do that right now and give him an extra confidence boost. As, I think today is one he's going to definitely want to be looking to win. He's already won 4 races this season, but hasn't got on the podium when he hasn't won a race. So it's an interesting statistic. He either wins or essentially doesn't score much. But it's a 32.4 for Paul, and that is going to put him fastest for now. He's, keep updated on everyone else's progress in this session. Well, that's a statement, and Harry is going to have to respond as Blake has taken all sorts of curb there, which isn't ideal. There's Rogerwell going once again in the Mercedes. Also needs a very big race today. That's a 10th in the first sector, so I think he's definitely going to be looking to start ahead of Blake on the grid. As right now you'd think the times are reversed, since Blake's on a 5.56, now he's on a 5.57, but no, that's just a 1 second gap. As Harry and Paul have been very on point with their qualifying this season. One of them tends to outclass the other by 2 or 3 tenths randomly, and it changes all the time, which is random, but you know, I guess we'll find out how that's going to go today, as Rogerwell almost 4 tenths up as Lasse goes to P3 in the Ferrari. That's a strong effort from him, and puts himself in a bit of a no man's land at the moment. As Rogerwell into the hairpin, chucks it in second gear, and that was smooth. There's just 1 corner to go now. That looks good, up to the line. And that's 3rd place for Rogerwell, displaces Lasse, who had previously just taken 3rd place, as Callum Lyons is up by half a second here in the Alfa Romeo. I've just seen Marek's improved to P5 as well, so times are coming down. And what can Callum do here? And the answer is a 33.2, and that's P5 for Callum. Mark's just about to start a lap. Tyler is on one, as I've completely missed Harry. Forgot he was on a lap, and that's a 32.3. That's going to edge him ahead of Paul again for now, as they're both going to go once more, I feel, in this session. So there'll be 1 more chance for both of them, as I think that's Tyler heading to the pit lane. Who else have we got out there? I think that's Mark. Mark's gone even in the first sector. That's impressive. Don't really see that very often. But yeah, quite cool that they have like the just sort of plus minus little thing to show that you have gone even. Not sure what the weather's going to do today. We haven't had many people making any complaints or anything, so I do feel like it's going to be dry, as Mark is over 3 tenths up here already, so that's a good effort. And well, the final sector can be a place where you can find a lot of time, so getting himself amongst the likes of Blake and Marek here isn't that unlikely if you can get a good run through the final sector, and the hairpin's not bad. It's just the final corner to go now, and again, decent. I think that'll do, and it will do. That's up to P6 for a mark there, and that's a lap he should be happy with. As a lay pitch up to the line now, goes P6, and a lap I think he'll be happy with for now. People are starting to bring the times down. As someone who might start to feel a bit under pressure is Blake, currently in 9th place, and he doesn't want to let that bother him too much at the moment. But he's going to need an improvement, otherwise he's going to have to put in a bit of a graft to get up there today. Which I think he'd much rather start higher up and not have to worry about passing other cars to gain those points and make the places up. As Roger Wells is out of the session, retired in the pit lane actually. Maybe Roger Wells just feels like he's pretty much peaked at this point, I don't know. But anyway, so 2 minutes left. We have Callum about to start a lap as Marek has also retired in the pit lane. And people not really fancying it anymore. And, well. Oh, Callum, that is a very weird slide. It's out of the Snell section. I think that slide's probably cost him a bit of time. Yeah, he's a 10th down, and if he didn't have that, then he might have gained some time, but nothing to worry about. He's got still plenty of the lap left to find that time, as it's starting to go very dark, and that is Callum into the wall, and that's going to be the end of his session, I'll tell you that much. As we're going to Mitch now, 80% battery. Might have accidentally left that on, which he probably didn't need to do. As what can Mitchell? Mitch has spun it round. So we'll go to Tyler then. And is Tyler going to make the same mistake as the other two? That is the question. I think for his own sake, he hopes that he won't. He's hit the curb there on the inside. He did that in the race yesterday, which unfortunately led to some contact, which cost him being in the fight for the win. He did have a 3-second time penalty, so whether he would have got that is quite unlikely. But, you know, there's always a chance. It's a 24/7 in the first sector for Tyler. And drops it to 6th here, interestingly. That's a different strategy to what I've seen others do. Let's see how it pays off for him, as Mitch is bringing out the yellow flags. I think he's just moving out of Tyler's way. He's gone 50-8 in the middle sector. That's faster by a 10th than what Blake did. So if he can keep this up, then I have a feeling he's going to be right amongst the pack here. That was very smooth through there. Just needs to hook up the hairpin and the final corner now. First off the hairpin. Let's see what he can do. Chucks it in, down to first gear, up to second, and just getting on the power nicely on the exit. And how is it gone for him? Looks good. Where's it going to be for Tyler? P10, 33.6. Can't quite find enough time there. As next will be Blake, improving by a 10.5. Does he find any more time? He does, but it's not enough. Blake's going to be starting in 9th place here, as Paul Hutler improving by 12 thousandths. It's gone very dark here towards the end. And, well, can Paul Hutler here on a cloudy day in China, can he take that pole position away from Harry? And he does finesse by 17 thousandths, but Harry's a tenth and a half up. What about Callum? What's he doing? P3 for Callum into the 32s alongside Harry and Paul. As can Harry snatch back that pole position here in China up to the line? It's a 32-1. And that is going to be pole position for Harry there. And they both hooked it up on the last run when they needed it, but Harry just has that edge by 2.5 tenths here. And that needs a stellar lap from him. That's going to put him on pole position here. Paul Nadler joins him on the front row. Those two have been on the front row a countless amount of times this season together. Callum in P3, Rogerwell 4th, Lassie in 5th, and then you got pretty much everyone stacked together from 4th to 9th. It's 2.5 tenths, which is which we're going to create a bit of chaos. Everyone being fairly similarly matched. So, sunny day here in China. I'm sure that's what the drivers will be happy to see. Apart from Mitch, who would have been hoping for the wet weather, but you know, it can't always rain. And well, it isn't. So, there's a fly. I don't know why that's important, but there is a fly. He's come to watch the penultimate round of the season with us here. So, whatever the YouTube viewer count is, add one to that, because I count this fly as an extra viewer. Well, enough of me waffling about random stuff to pass the time. Let's get on with the racing action as we're going to go to the grid here in Shanghai. And the lights are coming on now for round 12 of the season here in GRS. And lights out and away we go for the penultimate time, as it looks like a good start from Paul Nadler. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Callum also getting alongside Harry there, as they've both gone for the hard tyres at the front. I can see they're going to be side by side here off the start, and everyone just looking to make it through. There's an Alfa Romeo beached on the curb. There's some damage there for a Red Bull as well, as everyone just jostling for the positions early on. Lassie up to P3, Lapage in P4, and it's a good start for the Mercedes drivers in 4th and 5th at the moment, but Blake's going to be looking for a move on Rochewell. Backs out of that one as Rochewell goes a bit deeper into the corner there, as let's get the tyre detail on. And well, if you want split strategies, there you go. It's about half hards, half medium. Half hards, half mediums, not half mediums. Well, that might be the strategy people are employing in this race. As Harry does lead Paul Nadler behind him, and they've got 2 drivers on mediums looking to chase them down early on here. As sure, Lassie's going to be interested. He's looking up the inside of Paul here, and can't quite get it in there just enough, as that's out of context. Don't take that in any weird ways. And Lassie's going to be on the battery here and on the attack. We're looking for this move early on Paul Nadler. So the gap's about 2 tenths. Is he going to send it into the hairpin? The answer is no, he doesn't fancy it right now. As, whoa! That's something that's occurred. And that's Blake up. And Rochewell's rejoined a bit into Tyler there. I don't know what's happened there. I saw damage. As Marcus gone into the pit lane. Does Rochewell have damage? Doesn't look like it. Well, it's not what Rochewell would have wanted off the start. As well, this is what it's going to be then. These two at the front. They've had a few collisions this season, which I don't want to reminisce back to. As if anything does go on between the 2 of them, and we will potentially dock points for any intentional way to try and put one another out the championship, as Blake currently fighting his best here down in P5, as Tyler really looking to get involved on those medium tyres. If I were Blake, I would be absolutely saving right now with everyone trying to get a piece of the action. Tyler's gone off the track. He can't keep that position. Tyler, you've got to give that one back. And he is. Rochebell's also going to try slide through though. And, oh, he's got a bit wide there. And that's going to allow Callum to sneak up the inside as Rochebell nearly loses the car. And Tyler's now going for Blake. Used all of his battery early on. Blake is just getting absolutely attacked left, right and centre here. And that's a dive from Tyler down the inside. That's a dive from Rochebell down the inside. Tyler's gone a bit deep into the corner, and Blake will have that back, and Rochebell will have it back as well. And that is Rochebell up to 6th place. And for these two, this is the most stressful thing they could imagine right now. Well, they need big points, and you've got this going on right in your rear view mirror. You got people driving it on you. They must be terrified. As what, Tyler? That's dangerous. Calm down. Maybe a bit too much aggression on these mediums, and yeah, I think Rochebell and Blake will be rightly terrified at the moment. As Blake almost loses the car there, Rochebell isn't going to be able to take advantage of that right now. There's, I think they just need to just survive, honestly. This is a bit crazy from the two behind them, who are fighting for everything here in F2 at the moment. And well, Tyler's going to be off at it again, and that's Lasse round. There's a place for Blake. Oh, that's a really nice sight. I think Adam Lapage in the podium places. Something we don't see very often. And he's got a 4.2 second gap, so he just needs to chill out a bit. He might be alright there as Tyler looks. He sent it in late. That was, again, a bit all over the place. Is it? I say, loving life there. Not back to P8. But Callum is going to be using all of his battery and the DRS and everything to remake that pass. And I say he's not loving life as much, although a mistake from Callum means he can chuck it back down the inside and get back to work. Obviously dropped out of podium place, but I'm sure he's going to be eager to get back into that. As whoa, that's a Rochebell there in the inside, and that's a Blake saying thank you very much. I'll just switch it back and keep that position. As whoa, Tyler, that is remarkable work to catch the car as Callum has avoided him going over the curb on the inside there. There's some big mistakes early on here as Harry trying to get out of Paul's DRS. He's close, but that's the detection point on the apex of that corner, and Paul's going to be in. So, you know, there you go. I've somehow knocked telemetry off, by the way. I don't know how I've done that. I've certainly hit the T key when probably trying to hit number 5. As Callum using the 0% battery he has. Same with Rochebell. And they're going to be side by side into the hairpin, and yeah. I mean, you can see what's going on. As Rochebell breaks later. Tyler trying to get involved as well. And, well, Callum's going to be ahead. Rochebell a bit on the grass with a break in there. Has to go off the track. But Tyler's not really close enough to capitalise on that. That's the front two. Still moving here. As Tyler alongside Rochebell. And the side by side here. Tyler on the outside, Rochebell on the inside. It's going to swap for the next corner. And Lasse and Callum might be arriving on this soon as Rochebell clever. And a bit of contact between the two. but he's decided if he's not going to be able to have it on the outside, the back out the move, swap across to the inside, and try that as Tyler looking to try hang a move round there, but he's not able to get alongside in the first place to sort of initiate that. As, the good news for Roger Well is, anytime he's losing, Blake's also losing at the moment, which might be a bit relieving, as Blake's soon going to be under attack from Callum here. As Lassay's also on the back of this now and has more battery than all of them combined. I think we could see something into this hairpin, definitely. We got side by side up ahead. We're going to have almost 3 wide. Whoa. Nearly 4 wide after the exit there as Blake's up ahead. And, oh, Lassay keeps it nice. And, we'll now use that battery again. I think it's just going to save it. You might as well. You've got 3 cars flashing in front of you. Save for the back straight and you'll get them all in one go in a minute. As Tyler's now trying it down the inside of Callum. And has he got that one stuck? I don't know. I think he has. Callum's going to try on the exit to keep it alongside as Lassay's also trying to sneak past Rochewell here, but can't quite do that one. Putting on the battery. I think Rochewell... Oh, that was close. Lassay's going to go for the dive around the outside. Rochewell's going to have the inside line. Who has the better traction out the corner is up ahead. We still see fighting also. There's going to be a Lassay to come out on top here. And that's wide from Callum. Lassay not choosing to try send it into the gap though. As everyone is all over the place here. Which is very interesting to see. When the quality times were close, I knew we could see some stuff here today, but this is not what I was expecting, I can't lie. Is Will Paulnap will be going for it? No, so we'll swap back to this. Lassay choosing not to put the battery on there. Yeah, he's going to go for it now though, and I think he's going to get this move on Callum into the hairpin. He's going to be on the inside. They're both braking late. And they're really trying to be last of the late breakers there. Callum goes off the track and yeah, he picks up a penalty for his troubles as Tyler's off the track up ahead as well. As everyone's just trying to brake later than each other, and there is a limit where you can physically no longer stay on the track, and they are starting to break that barrier quite a bit, which is not ideal, I'll tell you that. As Tyler now right on the back of Blake, and he's been off the track twice out the final corner, so one more of those and that'll probably be a penalty for Tyler. And well, Blake's now 6 seconds behind Lapidge up ahead. So he's got a bit of work to do to get that podium today. If he does get the podium, and if it finishes like it does now, Harry will lead the championship by quite a bit, to be fair. So Paul will definitely be knowing that he wants to win this race. And if Paul wins, Harry's second, Blake third, they're all within 1 point going into the final round. Which at the moment is interesting whether or not that's going to happen, as Blake's fighting for his life here. So, you know, Tyler, he's going to lock it up down the inside. Blake left him the space to go for it. There's yellow flags. I think that's Ivanek. Oi, that was close. Who's that? Rochewell. Rochewell's gone flying off the track there, as this could be interesting into turn 1. As we're going to have Lassay on the outside here. Tyler's on the inside. But Blake's going to be covering that one off, and Lassay's going to swoop it around the outside and have the better line. Blake goes wide, and Lassay's going to take 2 for 1 here, potentially. And Tyler can't find a way through. There's contact there, and that's Lassay nearly spinning grained, and that's going to keep Blake ahead. And Tyler's now looking down the inside into the hairpin. He's going to go all over the curb, but Blake's going to get the exit and be ahead there as whoa. Lasse had to be careful there. Tyler got a bit unsettled, and that nearly threw him straight across the track into the Ferrari. And well, he's going to lay Lasse back up into 5th place. As Callum trying to find a way to just wriggle his way through here, but can't quite manage to do so at the moment. And absolutely all the action is right here on the track right now, as Paul's still sitting behind Harry. He's probably just going to follow him for most of the race, I'd assume, as Tyler and Lasse side by side is going to give Blake a bit of breathing room on this lap, which I'm sure he'll appreciate, as let's get a nice view of this side by side action. And it's going to be Tyler ahead. Callum tries sneaking his nose in alongside Lasse, but Lasse gets a great exit out the corner. And then Lasse's back ahead as Tyler has to run wide. He'd been off 3 times, he might have not got a warning on one of them, but I'm sure someone will be quick to report that. As up ahead, Lasse's got a bit too hot into the corner, and he's gone into the back of Blake there, as this is a bit sketchy with how everyone was organised there through there, and I just said there through there, yes. Very good English from me as Tyler's tried it down the inside. Blake goes on the wider line, and has he got the better exit once again? Yeah, Blake. He knows what they're going to do. He knows they want to send it, and all he's doing is opening the corner up, allowing them to make their send, and just focusing on that exit every time, and it's working beautifully, this strategy for Blake. It's a very smart driving from the Haas at the moment, which is what he needs to do. Making sure he's under as little risk as possible. As Rochewell right on the back here once again. And well, Callum Pearce is now within DRS range, so if 5 cars wasn't enough to take your fancy, then we've now got 6. I think this is going to be exactly what we've seen every lap of this race. Tyler goes down the inside. Blake switches back and focuses on an exit out the corner, but he hasn't got the best of runs. Tyler sort of defended it quite well by sweeping in and sort of blocking Blake's line. As what has happened there for Callum, he's gone into the pit wall on the entrance to the pit lane, but Blake's going to be ahead with the DRS. Will Tyler send it down the inside? He will. He snuck that one in, and whoa, surely not. Blake's still there. Lasse, whoa, nearly loses it, catches it very well, but that's going to invite Rochewell. And whoa, he's tried the move. He's hit the back of the Ferrari driver though. And he's tried the same move again, switched across, but he just did it too close to the braking zone, which is, yeah, a bit dangerous. He needed to leave more space before doing that. Or go for it earlier even, is what I meant to say. So, I think Paul Nadler might be looking for a move on Harry here soon. Lapage is in the middle of nowhere. Does Paul Nadler fancy a send? Paul Nadler does not. He's not playing Harry's game here. Sort of like what Blake was doing for the last however many laps. And Blake's nearly almost dropped out of DRS of Tyler immediately. Well, I think Tyler will be in soon. His tyres can't be good after that fighting, because here we go. Bit of action for the lead here. Paul Nadler is no longer going to be waiting around. And he's going to be trying to make the move on Harry. And they're going to be side by side on the exit here. He's going to come out the corner first. I thought neither of them were going to come out the corner then. I thought something had happened. As Harry is going to go on the inside into the hairpin. And they both brake about the same point. And on the exit, they're still side by side here. Into this next corner. And I think Paul Nadler is going to take that one. He'll know that Harry's been flashing on the battery. And that's maybe why he made the move. Feels like if he can get ahead, Harry can't really attack back at the moment, since he has that battery advantage. As Blake has dropped out of DRS to Tyler. So Tyler picking up the pace a bit here. Maybe why he was so aggressive for all of those laps, just trying to get himself ahead. I think everyone's just trying to get themselves ahead. Because they all feel like they have a bit more pace in the tank, but every position's important to Blake at the moment. So, of course, he's going to be fighting for them all. It's into the hairpin. Not under threat there. There's someone who might be under threat is Blake, as I say he's now going to be trying it down the inside, and there you go. Blake on the exit, like I say, goes a bit deep, and well, I say he's going to be ahead for now, but Blake has the chance to get back past here as Rogerwell picks up a 3-second time penalty. And it's going to be down the inside for Blake here. Can he get that one stuck, is the question. I think the answer is no. There's no safety cars yet. We've only had like 2 or 3 sets of yellow flags from what I've seen, so not too much going on, but I'm interested to see where everyone's going to come out when they're boxed. I tell you someone who's in a great place, Adam Lapidge. He'll box, he'll come out ahead of Mitch, and nowhere near any of the cars ahead. So I think he's done this strategy really nicely, and he can sort of just take his time there. Sorry about that, I'm just having a drink of water because my mouth is going proper dry. So, almost at the halfway stage of this race now. Harry is matching Paul Natler's pace now, pulls out front. And that's pretty much what it's going to be. There's no one in yet off the mediums actually. Rogerwell's in off the hards. Interesting. That's not what I expected to see. As Callum here has caught onto the back of Mark for 10th place. Both of them have boxed, I believe. So this is for track position. I assume Mark's going to try and take it on the one stop from lap 1 as there's a Rogerwell coming out the pits in front, who's going to be trying to warm up the tyres. As Callum's going to try to sneak on around the outside. Just about. Bit of an awkward spot, really. Harry! And that is Harry round. I've literally just swapped onto that. That's going to put him under threat now from Adam Lapidge, who is barreling down the straight, and can see the Alpine rejoining in front. And might be quite excited. It's the first time he's seen a car in about 10 laps, so you know, that's interesting for him. As Paul Natler is now in the hot seat to win this one. And well, he just needs to keep it focused and keep it on the road to the end of the race now. And that is where he needs to be. The only person who's not really where they need to be right now is Blake. And the one thing he's got to look forward to is he's going to be on the medium tyres next. I mean, yeah, the medium tyres next. I'm correct. I'm just had a bit of a brain go blank moment. Sure, everyone else saw that before. When you're thinking of something, then you just completely goes out your mind. As there's yellow flags, that is a Mitch who has spun it in the middle of the corner. Maybe thinking there might have been contact there, because you wouldn't spin it halfway through the corner on the apex normally. that's not really how things work. So, you know. Not too sure what's happened there. The curse for Mitch is now gone. Doing better in F2 than in F3. Is he? Oh yeah, doing better. Ah yeah, the curse is definitely gone. He's not having a good race, yeah. Forgot the curse was he was doing better, but yeah, he's not having a good time here today. And Lapage has decided he's had enough, and he's just going to chuck some mediums hards onto the end. Tyler's also decided he's had enough. Lassay's also decided he's had enough. Meanwhile, Blake's going to stay out and go the one extra and stick on the medium tyres, I think, and go to the end. But these all have to do the warm-up phase on hard tyres. Have fun, is all I'm saying. It feels like torture. Meanwhile, Rogerwell's past Callum here, and now gets to experience the, shall we say, the good life of the medium tyres, because they looked absolutely astounding compared to the hards at the start. As Rogerwell sets the fastest lap of the race as well, which kind of falls in suit with what I was saying about them. And now it's about getting the temperature into those tyres. A little wiggle there from Tyler. Not really sure how much that's going to do, but sure. And I mean, this is how the race needs to end right now, for everyone to be level, apart from Blake needs to have the fastest lap. And yeah, I don't know, there'd have to be a safety car, like, right now, for it to be most definitely on the cards. If there was a safety car right now, Blake would be, yeah. Shame Harry Spun killed the race, yeah, and everyone's sort of just falling away from each other as well, so, you know, the absolute mess, that was the first, like, 10 laps, it was great, and it sort of just disappeared. Not a single person's in DRS of another driver here at the moment, although Tyler and Lassay are on a charge after Adam Lapage up ahead. And they've already taken a second this lap, so Adam's going to be sort of hoping right there. He doesn't get caught too quickly. But Blake will like it if they do catch him and they do fight. And I think we might see a bit of a long haul strategy here from either Blake or Harry. I think one of them will try it. Sort of just bank on a safety car. If not, go to softs and just see the progress you can make up. I think someone like Blake, it'll be a lot more beneficial. Maybe for Harry, it's not even a bad show. There's a bit of lights on for all of them. Blake also has that fuel light on. Does anyone else have that? Tyler has it. Lassay has it. Mark has it. That is a concern for those drivers. That's a big concern. Something that they're going to have to worry about. Everyone stays out so far, or the front two stay out. It's Blake on to back it and stay out as well. Nope, Blake's in. He's not having any of it. He's gone a bit deep into the pit lane. But no harm done. Where's he going to rejoin the race is the question. My prediction is about where Rogerwell is. Actually, that's a terrible prediction. No, he's not. He's going to rejoin, sort of. Oh no, that's not a terrible prediction. Hold up. No, it is a terrible prediction. It's an okay prediction. It's not a good one. It's not a bad one. It's just sort of alright. But Tyler's got some pace here in the Red Bull, I'll tell you that. I know you can probably see that yourself as if Harry boxes, he still comes out P3 at the moment, but I think he's essentially going to do what Paul Mantler does, +1. Just in case, you know, Paul boxes, then he gets a safety car, which I'm sure he would be absolutely loving. There's yellow flags. Who's that? That's Rogerwell. That relieves the pressure off Blake a bit. And now it's all up to Blake to go on the chase. The podium, depending on his pace, could be on the cards. Best for Harry to do is do 3 more laps and go for faster lap on better mediums and 4. Yeah. To be honest, that's probably a good idea. I mean, I expect Blake to take the fastest lap within the next 2 or 3 laps here. And then whenever Harry and Paul box, it's going to go their way. Blake sort of needs the fastest lap if he's going to finish P3. As at the moment, Paul and Harry will be on the same amount of points. I'm sure they will have a bit of a scrap over the fastest lap. Maybe even... They might even extend for softs. It wouldn't be the worst idea for either of them. They're not going to lose really anything from doing that. I think Paul definitely can just go for the softs now. And have no real worries about anything. Depends what the tyre wear is. But yeah, they've got options. They've definitely got options. As Harry's still lapping the same lap times almost exactly as Adam behind. Who is getting chased down as Blake. So far, hasn't made much progress. I think he's just feeding those mediums in slowly. Taking good care of them, and then the tyres will take good care of you. As Paul's in, cuts the inside a bit, but I don't know. His rear tyres might have still been in, to be honest. But Harry stays out. And he's saving up all that battery as well. Paul's the same. So, how long do we have left? About 10 laps. Blake is catching now. And quite a bit. That's Rogerwell round again. Rogerwell's having a bad end. And I think with this, Rogerwell is and Ivanek are both now out of the title fight. Unless something that unpredictable happens that it's like, yeah, mental or something. I don't know. What a great way of describing it. Yeah, mental. That's what happens when my words escape me and I just have to think of something quick to say. English most certainly escapes me a lot of the time. That's why I feel bad for people who don't have English as their native language, because it's a terrible language to speak, as Lasse has almost committed a murder there. Blake's lost a lot of time. He's gained 7 tenths though, just in that hairpin. So that's good, as Mark sets the fastest lap of the race on a 35.7. So, you know, solid from Mark. Lapage just taking this a lot slower than everyone else, I will say. Again, like 3 tenths in 1 corner, which is quite excessive, to be fair. Harry stays out once again. I think he's most certainly going softs. But he doesn't want to stay it too long, because the pit delta will completely screw him over otherwise. And he will end up behind Lapage potentially, which could be worrying, as Callum has located the barriers on the exit of that corner, I think. He's still got a front wing. I shouldn't do that in case anyone might be affected by that. But this off-camera angle is so terrible. Oh, Tyler's gone. But like I was saying, oh, Mark's gone as well, and Mitch has gone as well, and that's a safety car. Whoa, okay. There we go. Right. Mark's gone, Mitch is in a barrier as well. Tyler's round. And in the space of 3 corners. That's all happened. Well, that opens everything up. Harry is going to be right in. Sometimes engineers need a raise. You should request Harry to pay you extra. Did you also orchestrate Mitch's spin? Because, yeah, I don't know. He's got no front wing. Does Paul stay out? Yep. I've just realised something. Marek might be a lap day. Oh no, he's lagged. Down the pit lane, I think. His marker is glitchy. He's not going to be lapped because he's survived by that much. Which also means we're going to be waiting absolute years for the safety car. And we also have Harry on softs. We also have everyone else boxing for softs. And this is where everything changes. Fantastic. There you go, Marek. Driving off past the safety car. Goodbye. No, we've got to wait for him to catch up. So it's, I think this is going to be it for the full 3 laps. And well, this is it then. This is probably the most important thing that's happened. Mediums for Blake, Tyler, Callum, Rogerwell, and Callum again. You got Callum 1L and Callum 2L. L's, plural. So, what's going to happen? Get your predictions in the chat. Who's going to win this? Who's going to be upside down, backwards, forwards, somersaults, whatever? Is anyone going to find that barrier on the right or that barrier on the left? Yeah, the Aramco sponsoring is still there. That's nice. Let's have a look. Let's do a bit of track investigation. Has anyone accidentally took out a meter board or something? Not like I'd know, but, you know. Is there a 150? I don't think there's a 150 for this corner. And there's DRS Sport, no one's been spinning into that. Quite interestingly in GRS, in every single season we've gone to China, someone has, for some reason, retired on a straight. We had it in F3 yesterday, I think. No one retired on a straight, there was a crash on the straight. Yeah, we've had someone crash on a straight in China. Which is really random, and it's always the start-finish straight. I mean, I'd say people do go off on the back straight, but it doesn't count because it's sort of on the exit of the corner. If they hit the curb more quickly, then I guess. Yeah. You know, that's not ideal either. There's 6 laps to go. Yeah. Right. And safety cars in next lap then. Guaranteed, even if people haven't caught. So, yeah. Things may happen here. We might get the a reenaction of the famous quote, which only happens every so often of things have happened here. Also known as me not being able to think of anything else to say, so I just say things have happened here. And, yeah. That's always good. I'm wondering how messed up those softs are going to be. Also, I just realised something. Everyone's saving their fuel now, so no one's going to run out of fuel by the end of the race, which is fantastic, amazing. Well done, everyone. I'm proud of all of them. As well, the only person who can win the title today is Blake. If Harry and Paul alt F4 each other, that does help him. Oh, I just said alt F4 each other. Close each other dead. No. Someone should donate me some brain cells to fix my English speaking, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get me light on. Maybe that'll make me speak better. I don't know. Also, update from the fly that I spotted just as we're about to start the race. I've not seen him since, and yeah, I don't know. Thought that'd be important to inform you all of. Because, you know, that's what you're really here for, a fly, not the racing. No one cares about that. So, safety car will be in this lap, regardless of if Marek decides to bin it while catching up or not, but he's looking good. And, well, everyone on the lead lap. And this is going to be interesting. Safety car in, so all that, they can start backing it off already. And if I were him, I'd back it off that much that you can go halfway down the main straight or something. Get it down to about 60 kilometers an hour. Cruise it all the way. Tell the safety car to hurry up. And then you've got so many options to restart it if you take it just nice and slow. Paul's deciding to go a bit quicker. The safety car will be reaching the pit lane as he enters the hairpin, I guess. So, still has options. There's that's some pretty intense weaving there from Lasso. Also shows some fantastic connection as well that I have to this lobby. As when will Paul go is the question. Harry's leaving that gap. I'd be ready to go if I were Harry. As Paul has gone out the final corner, makes life easier for everyone else. Lasso's got a good restart here on those soft tyres. Don't think he's close enough though. And here we go, turn one. This is where things happen. Lasso's going to look on the inside, can't quite get that one going. Tyler almost hits into the back of Blake, and we're going to have a nice orchestrated rendition of what we saw at the start of the race, I'm sure. As Harry goes deep, Lapage looks for it, Blake again. How many times have we seen him on the outside of that corner, alongside someone like Tyler, and then just get the exit and Bosch, there you go. Oh, Lasse's gone. And that's Lasse pummeling down the order as Tyler almost pushing Blake through the corner. Paul's gone. Harry's clearly not got them softs up to temperature enough. Or Paul's just driving the most perfect lap of his life. As Harry's just losing time here. And he's got the, well, I would say it's the advantage. But Blake's up to P4, he's going to be loving that. And he just needs one more place. And, Paul's barely used any battery. Into the hairpin, bang. Or it taps into Blake. Blake's probably like, what you doing? Rochebel says thank you very much. And that's P7 for Rochebel. Callum, bit on the curb. That's going to invite Mitch as well. He's also looking to make up for a pretty depressing race for himself, I feel. Down the inside, holding it. And he's got that one. Very nice from Mitch, up to P8. That's going to be 4 points. 4 points is 4 points at the end of the day. And Harry's back on the charge. And the hairpin, he made a mistake last time when he went deep, so he's not going to make that same one again. As Blake is going to defend with all of his life here. As these positions are so crucial to him right now. But if he can get in DRS range of Lapage ahead, that would be fantastic for him. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see. As approaching the final 3 laps of this race now. And still all to play for in terms of positions in this race. Tyler almost hit the battery. Blake's got a bit extra. That's going to be very vital for him defending that place. And yeah, I think he's just might want to use a bit to catch up to Lapage when the DRS is activated. As we're seeing a move here from Rogerwell down the inside on Callum there. And that is a good move up into 6th place in this race. And there you go. Good move as we see Callum and Mitch side by side in the final corner. That's not really where you want to be side by side, I can't lie. It's a bit awkward. As fastest lap currently belongs to Harry, which is very good for him at the moment. But I could see him losing that before the end. There's a chance for someone to dive in who, in case anyone gets tapped or anything, and just rescue themselves a point. Tyler almost losing it there. Rogerwell trying to catch up. Does have that 3-second time penalty. And that's going to be an important factor to consider as Harry here getting close to the back of Paul, but goes a bit deep, and that's going to cost him. Oh, Harry, that's definitely going to cost him now. And he's luckily caught the car. There's Blake, really good run. Tyler's off the track. Well, he can report that. Good Rogerwell looking for the attack, not close enough though. As Paul's just not making the mistakes right now that Harry might have been hoping for. Rogerwell using those soft tyres to the best of his advantage, but doesn't have the battery really to do much with it. But Harry's going to be back in DRS for these final 2 laps. As yellow flags, that's Mitch doing Mitch things. That's Tyler right on the back of Blake here. Blake seems to have struggled. He managed to get a good exit. He's only got to do a few more good exits out of corners now, because Mitch has gone again. Tyler a bit on that curb. That's going to cost him time. That's going to invite Rogerwell, who might look for a move on the outside. Ooh. But trying to be the hero in that scenario, going for that move. A bit risky, I will say so myself. As Blake so close to the DRS of Lapage up ahead. Does have 30% battery though, which is huge at this stage of the race. And that's a good exit from Blake once again. That should be enough for this lap. As Blake's straight line speed's also very nice. He's got good traction, good straight line speed, just loses a bit in the corners. But Tyler has nailed that hairpin there. But Blake's going to have DRS on Lapage. And he saved battery for this final lap. Can he rescue the podium and make it so he's only going to be 1 point behind the front 2? As if it stays the way it is now, we're going to be going into the final race with... Actually, no, Harry will be ahead by 1 point over Paul. And then there'll be a 4-point gap from Paul to Blake. Which means it'll be so close. I can't get... Why do I keep skipping interval? Stupid. Anyways, enough of me being stupid. As Tyler gets it good, but yeah, again, not enough. He's had a bit of a moment as well. That's going to cost him. Blake has that battery to try and move on Lapage here. And we know what Blake has been like with getting the exits right out of corners. That could be crucial. As, Tyler's close. You can't send it there, Tyler. How's this one going to end? Tyler's very close here, to be fair. Can Blake get the exit he needs out the corner? Not really. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that from 5 attempts back. He might, though. He's close. Is he going to go for a desperate lunge for it? I think he might. If he can get this position, it's going to be mental. He's gone down the inside. Tyler's trying to get alongside Lapage. They're going to be side by side into the final corner here as Paul Nadler will win the race. It's going to be Harry second and Blake through the final corner. He's going to rescue that podium and bring everyone within 2 points heading into the final race. Well, that was a race. And, well, that's going to be the podium. That was going to make it. Marek and I finally killed Mitch. Podium that makes it as close as it pretty much possibly could be. Paul wins the race. Very good drive from himself. Harry with that mistake gets the fastest lap by 2 thousandths of a second, which is very important for him. And Blake gets a podium right at the depths. Lapage P4, great race from him. Tyler takes 5th, Roger Bell 6th. Lasse 7th, Callum Pearce 8th, Callum Lyons 9th. Ivanek takes home the final point ahead of Mitch, and then Mark, who did not finish. And here is your race director. Not a single warning after lap 20. Fair play, everyone. Fair play. That's good. So, we're going to have one more rain next week. One last chance for everyone. 2 points separating the top 3 in the championship, and it's all going to go down to it next week. Make sure you're here, same time, 7 PM UK next week, as everything is going to happen. With the final race in F2 on this game. Before we move over to the next game, who will be crowned champion in the final round?